Hi, my name's Natasha. Welcome to Yoga for Changing How You See, Not How You Look. This is just a 25-minute practice that's really going to be great for the neck and the shoulders, the hips. We got it all going on. It got you covered. So just 25 minutes, and yeah, thanks so much for selecting this video. Enjoy. To start, we are going to come into a nice cross-legged seat on the ground. Now, if you would like to use a block or a folded towel or a blanket to lift your hips a little bit, you might find that brings a little bit of ease when you're sitting up nice and tall. It allows the spine to lengthen. That's just that little bit easier. So once you're here, just sitting up nice and tall, finding your center, you can close the eyes if you'd like to, or just take a soft gaze down in front. And we really just want to try and get ourselves to be here now. So putting everything else on hold and just coming here to this moment. And how we do that is just coming back to that breath over and over again. So just letting that breath be your anchor. Okay, inhale, just lift those shoulders up towards your ears and then send them back and then down. So we're inhaling, bring them up, and then exhale, we're going to bring them down. Okay, so a few more times, in and out. And if your back is speaking to you, honestly, just lift those hips if you haven't already. Okay, coming back to your center. And then we're just going to take our gaze over towards the left. And then we're going to just bring our left hand here, just to kind of lovingly just press there. So we're not forcing. We definitely don't want to force anything. We're just adding to that stretch. You can use the other hand if it feels more comfortable. And then back to center. And then other side, looking towards the right. And again, using either your right or your left hand just to press. So again, we're not forcing. We don't want to give ourselves an injury. We just want to add to that stretch, just a touch. Okay, so we never want to feel pain in yoga. Sensation, fine. Pain, no. So really just go with what feels good, what feels right for you. We're going back to the left. And make sure you keep that breath going. And then we're going to the right. And one more on both sides, keeping the breath. And the other side. And all this is doing is just helping us to, check in with our neck, give our neck and shoulders a little love, coming back to center, because we put so much strain on them. They store a lot of tension from looking down at our phone, looking up, maybe if you're painting high up, or doing something that involves your neck looking that way. So anytime our neck is in one position for a long time, no matter where, if it's looking up or down, it's holding some of the tension from that. So we're just trying to counter all of that just by adding some loving movement there. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to drop our chin to our chest, and we're just going to take our hands and bring them on top of our head, keeping that length in the spine. Keep breathing. And then release, bring it back. Maybe take your gaze up and down. So we're inhaling to come up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Okay, find any last little movements you want there with the neck and the shoulders. And then we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. Bringing the big toes to touch, knees as wide as the mat, and we're going to send the hips back. Walk the hands forward, and we're going to come towards the earth. Now your forehead might come onto the mat. It might not. You might want to use a block or a bolster or some cushions to bring the earth to you. You can also use your fists as a little tower here. That can be good. So just go with where you're at today, what feels good. And just remember to keep that breathing going. Maybe find a little rock here from side to side if your forehead is on the mat. A little mini massage moment. And then come to stillness wherever you are. And this phase is all about just taking our gaze inwards. And the title, the theme of this class is to change how you see, not how you look. There'll be a lot of pressure from outside sources that we have internalized. So we're just bringing it back to the here and now. And right now it's just you and your body and your breath. And you're not forcing this pose to, you're not forcing your body into this pose. More making this pose work for you. So if there was another variation, you can take where you feel more at ease. And you're getting into that hip space. So whether you're using the support of bolsters and cushions or your hands, just making this work for you. Because your body is amazing. Okay, slowly coming on up, back to that tabletop position where your knees are below your hips. And then we're going to walk our hands forward again, melting our heart towards the ground, forehead towards the ground, into a melting heart pose. And again, you know, this might not work for you. Your forehead might not be coming down to the mat. So how can we make this work for you? If you can't get down there, then we bring down there up to you. We get the blocks. We can use the blocks to support our head here, or the cushion. We just want to find, you know, a little opening in our chest and our shoulders there. So wherever you are, just taking a nice deep breath. I will also say, this is a nice one even against a wall as well. So if you're in that pose, stay where you are, but if you'd like a wall variation, then you're just going to stand parallel to the wall and just bring your hands to the wall in this kind of shape here. So it's a really nice one in the shoulders there. So make it work for you. Change how you see, not how you look. And so often it can be a game of comparison, right? We're seeing what the other people are doing on their mat. And that's one wonderful thing actually about a home practice, is it is just you and your mat doing your own thing. There's no comparison. It's just beautiful, exactly the way it is. Okay, release out of that. And we're going to send the hands just forward from the shoulders. Open up your fingers like starfish. Curl the toes in under. Start to lift your hips up and back. Walk the legs in here. Find a little movement. Pressing in through the hands. Find your down dog. If you can see your ankles, just go ahead and hide them away. Bending the knees, really bending the knees to find that length in your spine. And then can work on straightening them, bringing the heels down towards the earth, maybe touching, maybe not. And it might just be a little teeny straightening. Knees can be still bent quite generously. The most important thing is the breath. And just notice the room around you right now. Whatever space you're practicing in, just take a look. You know, when we think of inversions, we think of handstands and headstands, but actually this is an inversion right here. And you can see everything from a different perspective. Notice how it all just looks different from down here. And then bring it back. Bend the knees, look forward, and then walk your feet all the way to the top of your mat into a forward fold with the knees bent quite generously here. And then just find a little sway, a little movement. Maybe you even bring your hands to the opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Keep breathing. bring your hands to the earth. Bring the feet a little bit wider and facing out. And then start to lower yourself down into a squat. And you can keep your hands on the earth here. It'd be nice to support you. Your feet might come to the earth, they might be lifted. And if you want, you can lift your hands, bring your hands to your heart space there, and maybe lovingly guide the hips open with our elbows here. And keeping that length through the spine, okay? Now, if your heels are lifted, you could always put some support under there. A nice way of doing this pose can be also with a block. You can sit on a block or a bolster because you're still getting that nice stretch in the hips, right? And that's what we want. And we don't have to make it hard for ourselves. You know, the support is there and we can absolutely use it at any time. And it can help us to hold this posture for longer. We're not holding it for too long today, but it's just an option so you know that it is there anytime you want to practice this pose. It's a nice one for, you know, when you're watching the telly even. Just to take 5 minutes just to come into your little yogi squat. And then slowly bring it down. And you're going to bring your feet to the earth, keeping the knees bent. And rest your hands behind you. And we're just going to windshield wiper them one way and the other. Keep breathing those nice, full, conscious breaths. And then come sit up tall and then just give yourself a hug. Really rounding through the spine here and bringing your hands to interlace, and you've got that nice space. You know, your feet are hip widths are a little bit wider, giving yourself some space here. And slowly coming up, and we're going to come onto our backs. And we're going to just bring your hands just in the base of your spine there, so just nice and flat at the base, and then extend your legs out. Use your elbows to prop yourself up here, and then just drop your head back into a little fish pose here. And again, if that doesn't feel so good and if you've got a bolster, you can always use a bolster on your spine here to get, or some pillows just to give yourself a little bit of support. And just taking a few deep breaths. And then slowly releasing the head down, bringing your hands out, moving your head a little rock side to side. Letting your feet fall naturally away from each other. Snuggle them shoulder blades in under you. Hands can come to your belly or to your sides, palms down for grounding or facing up for more openness. Noticing your neck here, so maybe tucking the chin just to lengthen. And then take this moment to really just breathe. Connecting back to yourself, back to your amazing body who does so many things for you. And as we breathe in, we're just going to say a mantra. So on the inhale, we're going to say thank, and on the exhale, you. Thank you. And you can keep this mantra going, or you might just like to breathe here. And just focusing on the inhale and the exhale. And anytime your mind starts to wander, just bring it back to your mantra or to the breath. And know that I will guide you back when it's ready, when it's time. Okay, slowly just wiggling your toes, opening and closing your palms once or twice. And then slowly rolling on to your side, any side. Your eyes can be closed or taking a soft gaze here. And then slowly making your way back to a seated position of your choice. Taking any last little movements that you feel like you want to take, you need to take. Maybe, a little twist each side, a little stretch, a little movement in the neck, whatever is calling to you. This is your practice, this is your time that you've carved out for you. So if there's anything else you need, just take that. And then we'll join our hands to our heart. And remember, anything that we practice here on the mat, we can indeed take with us off the mat. I hope you have an amazing week, and thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. That really helps me to put more videos out there. Thank you. Namaste.